So we are finally up to the last team in my free agency recap series, and it's going to be the Arizona Cardinals. Now, for the Arizona Cardinals, they were a bottom five team in the NFL last season, largely due to the fact that they were without their franchise quarterback, Kyler Murray, for essentially half the season as he was coming back from a torn ACL injury. Now, for the Cardinals, their approach this offseason, when you're a bottom five team in the NFL, you definitely have a lot of holes and upgrades they need to make to the roster. Now, for the Cardinals, they had some interesting subtractions on the offensive side of the ball, specifically at the skill positions and at the wide receiver position. They lost Marquise Hollywood Brown to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they lost Rondell Moore to the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Marquise Hollywood Brown subtraction was the one that stood out to me the most, considering the fact that they traded a first round pick for him a few seasons ago to get him. And also, he had a really close relationship with Kyler Murray because they both played in college together when they were at Oklahoma. So I thought that they would have at least tried to re-sign him in free agency, and he only signed a one-year deal with the Chiefs in free agency. So maybe both sides just couldn't come to an agreement. Now, they did bring in Jonah Williams to be the right tackle opposite of Paris Johnson, and anytime you can solidify the offensive line, especially when you have a quarterback that is just 1 year removed from a very serious injury, that is definitely a plus. Now, they made some moves on the defensive side of the ball as well, bringing in Mack Wilson from the Patriots, one of the better coverage linebackers in the NFL. But ultimately, for the Cardinals, next season or this upcoming season is going to be another sort of transition year. I'm not going to use the word rebuild, but a transition year. But they were very, very competitive in their games, although they ended up with a bottom five record, but they were still very competitive and they played very, very hard. And I think that head coach John Gannon has them headed in the right direction. And it'll be interesting to see how they perform this upcoming season with some of the new acquisitions that they've had. Now, I want to hear from football fans in the comment section down below, specifically Cardinals fans. What are your thoughts on some of the moves that the Cardinals made in free agency, and what are your expectations for the team going into this season?